Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2025 Gary Open. Cards of the Heart here, back with you for the final match of our first ever Pokemon Puzzle League monthly tournament. And I think the two best players are here. I think the two best in our community at this game, at the highest levels of this game, made it to the end of this tournament. It is the 1 seed FFR Pro 21. It is the 2 seed TaymanND, and I think by a good margin they are now the best, most consistent at V hard and S hard, and that is where they have made their stake to claim this inaugural monthly championship. So we will get the final match of this very, very compelling tournament going underway in just a little bit. As soon as I get Tayman's feedback. Oh, Tayman's been having some internet issues from my end all day. I don't know if it's a Tayman problem. I can check his VODs and see if it's a Tayman problem. That's the easiest way to check. And yes, it does seem to be a Tayman problem. Yeah, they just don't make the internet in Canada as good as it needs to be sometimes. I certainly understand the issue that comes with faulty internet. Not that I didn't have a personal emote on my channel about bad internet or anything. Alright, looks like Tayman has stabilized, so I can actually get these players off and running for their final match. Alright, puzzlers, timers are counting down on racetime.gg, and we are about to get through to the end of our tournament with a set of S-Hard races for your pleasure. And also apparently for the pleasure of Tayman's peanut gallery, that is his girlfriend Sparkover. So Tayman's got his rooting section. And both of these players have got some Garys that are not going to be super cooperative, it seems. FFR Gary dealing with the attacks with ease. Tayman Gary dealing with the attacks with ease. FFR Gary, though, gets a little bit misdirected, and Gary will go down in 40 seconds. So, you thought V-Hard was random. You thought the variance in times was crazy on V-Hard. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. S-Hard probably was not super play tested if I were to recklessly speculate. This is a secret level. You have to either put in a code or unlock the 2 hardest levels in one player stadium by beating the previous level. So I'm not sure how beatable S-Hard was meant to be, much less speedrunnable. Right now, FFR Pro is really making a mockery of the S-Hard proceedings. Tayman trying to get a Brock to cooperate in this instance, and that is not going to be quite enough to distract Brock. But Misty is running out of time. So by and large, FFR Pro getting a lot more cooperative stages so far, but now it looks like Brock will have nothing left to do in the face of Tayman's garbage. So Tayman will be getting out of that stage, and FFR is just going all over the place with whatever chains he basically wants. And it looks like the combos are going to fall in at a point where Lieutenant Surge is absolutely crushed. Maybe we need to downgrade him to private. Or whatever the next rank down is. I'm a bit rusty on my military ranks, I'm afraid. Does Tayman have a vulnerable Misty to the left? Good enough. So Tayman does get the timing down on his attack well enough to beat Misty in 20 seconds. And really, you're really going to see these players extend their chains not necessarily to increase the size, but primarily to get the timing of these attacks down. And so far, FFR Pro is getting a lot better timing on his attacks. But you still see Tayman trying to take the chain as far as he can, while the opponent still has panels to react to garbage. And is this going to work? Is that going to fall in? Oh, FFR needed a couple more lines, and then he would have been just fine. And as has been the case all day, the live feed of Tayman has been cut off by his own internet, so we will have to catch up with him a little bit later. If it doesn't come back, though, we'll absolutely have to restart the race. And restarting a 20-plus minute race is not a decision that we need to come to lightly. Oh, this could take a bit. And there's some garbage leveled off by FFR's Koga. Looks like we saw Tayman still struggling with Lieutenant Surge there. So we might be dealing with a patent pending 2-stage lead right now for our overall #1 seed. But S-Hard is just random enough. You could see times anywhere from 25 minutes to 35 minutes and beyond, quite frankly, depending on how the luck comes together. So it's very possible that we can see a comeback of like 3+ stages between these two great competitors, but so far it is FFR Pro absolutely going ham. Tayman, now that the live feed has rejoined us, has a nice little Erica to deal with, and that was a 7 combo. I think he got the second 4 combo in before his chain fully resolves, so this should potentially be fine for a low left trap. Or the one panel that Erica needed to get out of the mess could be taken down, and he gets out of the mess. Sabrina, though, running out of time. FFR Pro was getting some immaculate timings on these attacks, getting opponents to run out of time over and over. And that is building up a not so insignificant lead as we approach the halfway point of this 16-stage S-Hard run. But you can just see the ease with which FFR Pro manipulates his cursor. He's kind of good at this. He's going to finish the first half in under 8.5 minutes. Well on pace for something under 20 minutes. Which doesn't happen much in no reset race play. Or no reset racing, as might be better to call it. As FFR would say, he is driving through Schmoovin, USA right now. And FFR trying to keep this chain up as long as Tracy will do something. That's a 15 chain, going to Mystery Chain Forky strats. That's still not going to be enough. Tayman gets a 12-second Erica after so many tries. Makes you wonder where that was the first time. But so far, Tayman is doing fine. Just the random matches that Koga was making was able to let him get to that garbage clear. And now that FFR is in the second half of this run, he's definitely looking to try and extend these chains as much as he can to manipulate the timing with which they drop. And the timing is just so hard to get in this game. Especially with opponents that move this fast. Lots of resets can be had. Tayman just not getting great amount of timing there. Not quite working out for our PPL 2020 champion. FFR Pro is the defending major champion, though. He is showing why he is the game. Why he is that good. I don't think he'd ever call himself the game. That's probably a little presumptuous. Tayman sending a big attack to Koga, but Koga levels off his garbage. We kind of need the combo garbage we send in these chains to be a bit more offset than that. If they're completely level with each other, then there's no real manipulation to be had. And you know what? FFR might have given Rocket a problem here. I don't think Team Rocket was getting out of that, even if they had flatten that out correctly. So FFR Pro moving his way through the second half of this run. Meanwhile, Tayman, I think, has been stuck on Koga for close to 4 minutes now. Kind of hard to tell with his technical broadcasting issues, but he's stuck on stage after stage, and that is going to fall in for a low left combo trap. Tayman was a couple lines short of executing his own combo trap. So Tayman resets again. FFR moves on. The lead is 6 stages. This is absolutely unreal. Clearly, I knew not what I was dealing with in my semifinal. Tayman squeaked by 6 to get to this point. FFR just made mincemeat out of me. So as Tayman finally gets out of Koga after 10,000 years, it is FFR still moving very well. Out of everyone that regularly speedruns, FFR has the best cursor speed, and it's not particularly close. Definitely the best out of anyone that plays this game regularly. Just the years of honing his craft. Maybe some of that Flash Revolution, which is actually where the FFR and FFR Pro comes from, helped with that kind of training. Maybe we should all just get into rhythm games, because Tayman plays DDR. Fairly active in that. The two big rhythm game players are here at the end. Maybe the rest of us are doing something wrong. I wonder. Alright, that attack could not have been worse timed by FFR Pro, but I'm not sure there was a good timing to be had. And it looks like Lorelei is going to have no trouble dealing with the rest of FFR's attack. Certainly there's a green-colored solution there that will prompt a reset. And you do see our players reset these stages a lot more aggressively, because we don't have the time to spend 3, 4, 5 minutes on a single stage, which could be a possibility if you let these stages play out. Even with that, Tayman has spent multiple minutes on several stages, but it's definitely a lot easier to try for the combo trap strategy rather than getting them to run out of time. Oh, Tayman's gonna be like sending too much, and this combo garbage is going to completely fall to the floor, which is useless in terms of trying to make a combo trap happen. So Tracy's gonna clear it, gonna reload a little bit more, and now Tracy is free to do whatever he wants, as in like, ruin a bunch of our speedruns, as he's done for at least 10 years. There's the reset. And there's combo garbage leveled off by Lorelei, and that will prompt another reset. The lead is down to 4 stages for our #1 seed. And you just never know with this S-Hard level is how much longer these opponents will take it. Tayman getting off a slide to extend that chain past double digits. It's a neat little tech where you kind of time a swap in a way. So that way you get a little platform underneath the falling panel. I think it's like a 2-frame, 1/30th of a second maneuver in this game, or maybe it's the length of the swap animation, which might be like 1 in like 15 frames, not 15th of a second. I forget. I need to refamiliarize myself with that. And Tayman actually got Tracy to run out of time, perhaps as a result of that. Kind of rare in this second half. It usually takes a combo trap or a complete crushing to beat these opponents. At least in the second half. And combo is going to fall in for FFR Pro to finally get out of Lorelei. Get the lead back to 4 stages. Tayman did not have the attack he wanted here at all. Team Rocket is not threatened. That will be a reset. Oh, maybe you can get some pillars to hold here? I think I saw what FFR was going to try to put down. It was worth a shot. So I don't think there was a better timing for that attack. But you're generally not getting these later opponents to run out of time. They're too fast. But Tayman does get a combo trap onto Rocket, and we'll finally be moving on. Has Bruno ruined it? No. He's got one row. That second tier might save Bruno. Going to third tier. That will save Bruno. Whew. That was definitely not what FFR needed there. That's going to be a reset. As you can see with the big garbage blocks we necessarily have to make by manipulating the timing of the chain just makes the screen shake so violently when everything falls down. It just makes these opponents harder and harder to beat. It's ridiculous how fast these opponents get. The speed of these opponents can turn a 20-minute run into a 30-minute run with very little effort. Bruno keeps the stars aligned to stay alive. Bruno's run out of options here, though. As long as FFR is followed up, that will take care of that. So with 2 stages to go, FFR Pro still has a chance to put up something very impressive, like maybe 23 minutes, if his attacks are well timed. Still something crazy for a no reset situation like this. Oh, Gary's right side looks like a problem. And Gary found some matches before he recognized the combo trap and gets the garbage clear. Gets FFR to reset. That was very unfortunate. That usually works. Oh, I thought Giovanni's left side would have been a problem for Tayman, but Giovanni had too much time to get to that. Will Gary waste his everything on the right side here? It's possible. No. Keeps the water. Keeps the cascade badge, the blue panels going. Gary can mess this up, and he does. So, FFR Pro will be taking a 5-stage lead, heading into the final stage of S-Hard. Mewtwo has a chance, a higher chance than in V-Hard, to be free, because Mewtwo is so fast. Just a total lack of self-control in whatever matches he can make. And this right side is looking to be a problem. And it is not a problem. Mewtwo getting down to row 2 and still finds an out. He's gonna have reds. Gonna swap reds on the right side to keep this going. Even the purples. So Mewtwo had multiple outs there. Oh, there's another weird dance that these opponents will do sometimes. Still keeping their options open. I don't think in your right mind you would reset this stage, because a loss on Mewtwo forces you back to Gary the Second. I don't know, even if you're even if with a 4 or 5 stage lead, it might be a bit tricky to deal with. Oh, Tayman hasn't sent enough. Oh, Tayman didn't quite have enough for Giovanni. Otherwise, the combo trap would have been put into place. Good news for Tayman is that FFR Pro does not have a free Mewtwo. And really it's up to Mewtwo for how long he wants to last. If the game is going to continue to give him matches, he is going to find all of them. Like, I might be able to count on one hand, in my entire life, I have seen S-Hard Mewtwo run out of time. Just the speed is, I'd say it's almost subhuman. Then I remember that our Supreme Tetris Attack record holder Yoshi exists. So, speed might be closer to that than anything else. Oh, Tayman has a garbage block that's bottomed out. I don't think this is going to work out for Tayman as he wants, except, no. Okay, no. Sometimes these opponents can get stuck trying to swap against a garbage block. Some hilarious looking gameplay happens as a result of that. But that's not working out for Tayman. Things aren't working out for FFR Pro either. 3 minutes and counting on this Mewtwo. No signs of stopping. Tayman would consider a reset here. FFR Pro will not. At least I can't recall ever seeing FFR reset on S-Hard Mewtwo. So FFR will let this play out as long as it needs to. Keep sending the 3 chains. Keep sending the factory setups. Tayman needed one more line to crush Giovanni. Could not get it down. So Tayman will try Giovanni again as FFR Pro embarks on minute 5 of this Mewtwo. The blues stay alive. The purples keep Mewtwo alive. The stars will align further. Like, FFR is just surviving right now. All FFR can do right now is survive. This has ceased to be a speedrun. There's the 5-minute mark. As long as FFR keeps enough panels, he can get through this. Giovanni's not keeping enough panels, though. That is a low left combo trap. Tayman is out and into the Puzzle Elite. Mewtwo's going to go down to row 1 and get the second tier option. Oh, is Mewtwo going to have anything left here, though? No, nothing is left. And FFR Pro has finally taken down the Puzzle Master. That is a time of 28 minutes, 10 seconds. That was a bit of an endurance match. FFR Pro definitely having to endure the very end of that run. I think Tayman has had enough of that attempt. So we will give Tayman a time of 33 minutes 10 seconds for a DNF. Did not finish on that race. And then we will proceed to Game 2, where FFR Pro has the opportunity to take home the first ever Pokemon Puzzle League monthly championship. See you in Game 2. Here we go! FFR Pro 21 on championship point. We need to make sure he gets his first Pokeball, as he got through most of that S-Hard run so well. And here we go with Game 2. Tayman is going to need to pull off a lot in order to get the chance for this championship. And FFR's Gary gets distracted by both combo garbage blocks and runs out of time. So FFR Pro does get the early good start here. Alright, Tayman trying to extend this chain for Gary to do something. But no, he's by and large going to... I definitely thought he was going to level off the combo garbage. But Gary did not. And meanwhile, FFR completely crushes Brock to maintain a one-stage lead. But Tayman not dealing with all of the craziness that he was getting in game 1. And Brock not being super cooperative, though. That will be enough to lay the trap. So, the first try, Brock, will be TaymanND's. And I think Misty has too many panels to not live through this. So, FFR will reset and try again. And you can kind of see just how many panels these foes are generally able to clear. How often they're even able to raise their stack in response. So it's not like a small little dinky chain is going to get the job done generally. You usually have to make a really beefy chain like FFR Pro made to combo trap Misty. Like, it is not unreasonable to expect some sort of X15 chain to beat these opponents. TaymanND closes out that chain with a little bit of a lag action. And Misty is getting color conflicted out of her mind. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Surge has a low everything. That left side's going to be low enough, and that will do. Little bit scary for FFR, but he finds enough to get Surge covered up. Oh, that's a really short attack from Tayman. Will the pillars hold? They do! Oh, yes! Tayman definitely found an opening that he likes there. That kind of opening I don't think I would have seen. Is Erica going to stay open for business on the right side? Absolutely not. That distraction works for a really good Erica, but TaymanND is getting some things to work. Oh, Erica didn't notice that she was going to be trapped. Found the side garbage clear. Alright, how does Koga get out of this? This is level 4 speed. Like, you could subject these subject these opponents to like level 8, 9, 10 speed. Like Tetra's attack puts its hardest opponents to work at level 6 speed. But this is a level 4 speed, so of course these foes will be living. They'll be living for a while. And that's a low left combo trap for TaymanND. So welcome TaymanND to the Erica stage. Both players are on the same footing now. It's very, very common for leads to change like this throughout an S-hard race. FFR really wanting Koga to do something, goes up to an X14 chain. You try and get the timing right. And this has a chance. The pillars are a bit high. That left side might be a problem. Oh, the stars aligned again. So as TaymanND tries again with Koga, FFR tries again with Koga. Again, it is FFR Pro on championship point. These two players are fighting for the first ever Pokemon Puzzle League monthly tournament championship. The first ever Gary Open. We have open tournaments to feed into our essentially year-end major championships. We host a Tetris Attack tournament every March and a Pokemon Puzzle League tournament every September. And if you play in one of these open tournaments, then you too can be invited to play in the September Major. So if you feel like playing along with us, by all means come join us at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. We're easy enough to find it through our Discord server. We'll definitely offer a hug, if nothing else, because we've definitely been through it with this game. Koga doing some weird things in reaction to FFR's attack and runs out of time. Oh, that right side might be a problem for Tayman Koga. Nope, the garbage is leveled off. That is why I said it might be a problem. FFR finding some good inserts to extend these chains, waiting for Sabrina to do something else. Sabrina not helping FFR's cause there. Koga not helping Tayman's cause by leveling off the garbage. S-Hard is merciless. The regular attempts at S-Hard are so varied. Sabrina eventually going to run out of everything. FFR escapes. Will Tayman escape? That is an escape. Tayman finally advances to Sabrina, just as FFR Pro exits Sabrina. If the first race was any indication, though, we are still in it for a long one. Although Blaine might not be, if he continues to exhaust that many resources. The red panel is going to fall and give Blaine an out. Oh, FFR doesn't have enough to follow up. Tayman sends a follow-up to Sabrina and catches up. Oh my goodness. Oh, one line separated the players from greatness and pain. One line can make all the difference. Never forget that. FFR going deep. 13 chain. Blaine doesn't have much on his right side. And will downstack this poorly. So, at about 11 minutes, 16 seconds, FFR Pro 21 exits the first half of S-Hard. Now we really get to wondering what it's going to take to beat these late game opponents. We're basically gambling on them completely running out of their resources, because, like, what else are we going to do? We're not making them run out of time. Tracy might have a problem here, though. Flattens the yellows. Just happens to get a garbage clear out of it. Tayman does escape Blaine in about 12:08, putting the margin in like 52 seconds. But just like that, the players can get evened out by the game just like that. The ultimate equalizer. S-Hard. S-Hard is the ultimate equalizer. It will make all players cower under its might. Oh, Tayman might have a low right, low everything. Tayman has crushed Tracy and taken the lead. How many more lead changes must we see before this match is over? Now we're seeing FFR Pro get stuck on Tracy for a little bit. It is not uncommon to be walled in a particular stage for multiple minutes at a time. Happens if you're not trying to speedrun. FFR gets a little drop in to extend the chain past a 10. This might be what FFR needs to finally go through. That left side has a chance to be a problem. It's not that much of a problem, but what does Tracy have left? Not enough time to get to the purples. But Tayman has combo trapped Team Rocket and maintains a one-stage lead. Just haymaker after haymaker from our players. The counter-punching. It's always amazing to witness. FFR does a clutch insert to get the greens aligned to extend the chain. Will not get anything past X8. May not need anything past X8. Unless Rocket levels off the garbage. FFR in survival mode. Tayman got his combo block bombed out again. These opponents are doing too good at their job of clearing everything that they see. Well, FFR is going to try to stick out, to hold out for this Rocket. Meanwhile, Tayman has combo trapped Giovanni. And entering the puzzle elite at around 15:38. Will be on his way to some sort of 25-minute time if this pace continues. And there's the low right combo trap. Maybe? Are we actually going to do that? Are we actually going to go through this route, Rocket? Now it works. That was a close one. So it's still a one-stage lead for Tayman as he tries to even up the set and force a decider for the title of PPL 2025 Gary Open Champion. There will only be one first-time champion. One of these players will have that honor forever. And Tayman is combo trapping Richie, and FFR is combo trapping Giovanni. So they are trying to keep pace. And if you want to make it more worthwhile for our players, puzzlers, by all means, send whatever spare change you can into our crowdfunded prize pool. So we will be awarding prizes to the top 4 of our major tournament when all is said and done. In fact, I need to get around and awarding the prizes from the last Pokemon Puzzle League major tournament. Thanks again to everyone that supported that event. And I think after those proceeds are divvied up, we'll have a bigger amount in the starting pool for the next monthly PPL tournament. And I will tell you how to get involved with that tournament at the conclusion of this match, whenever that may be, because Lorelei is not allowing either of our players to pass. FFR had to be a little careful there. He was about to be crushed by Lorelei. These opponents are able to chain enough to survive, and really the worst part about getting hit by a big chain from these opponents is that you can't build the chains yourself to counterattack. Oh, Tayman needed one more line to maybe combo trap Lorelei. I think that's going to be a reset as soon as we see the gameplay come back. That was a reset. Oh, I thought that right side would be a problem. The purples stay alive for Lorelei. How many options does FFR Lorelei have left? Enough. Enough to stay alive. And that will trigger a reset. Into our final 4 stages, and our opponent's stuck on the same stage, but Tayman gets the crush and takes the lead back. Now FFR just trying to get into extend mode. Gonna have to settle for an 11 chain. Although Lorelei can definitely make this wrong. Oh, not quite clearing things that way. Bruno using a lot of time to get to Tayman's garbage, but is going to force another reset. Like, progress in this game tends to happen in chunks. Like, this is true for people. And it's true for people playing casually as with people trying to speedrun. Oh, has Bruno exhausted his resources enough for Tayman to crush him? Yes, sir! Just like that, it is Tayman with the 2-stage lead, with 2 stages to go. Tayman with the opportunity to force a deciding game for the championship. FFR Pro still having a little trouble with Lorelei. Gary might be exhausting himself. That left side was going to be a problem if Gary had not matched that panel right as the garbage was falling. Like, the timing just has to be that precise on these opponents in order to beat them with any consistency. Like, we're not trying to consistently beat these opponents in 1 minute, 2 minutes. We're trying to consistently beat these opponents in 30 seconds. And that requires a lot of luck. Gary has dealt with TaymanND's combo garbage and hits the main garbage and will prompt a reset. Lorelei levels off FFR's combo garbage and that will prompt another reset. Those combo pieces are so critical for manipulating these opponents into doing dumb things. It doesn't play out. If it doesn't play out the way we need it to, we almost certainly have to reset automatically. Oh, this left side might be a problem for TaymanND's. Oh, the garbage leveled off again. Like, TaymanND's had some unfortunate combo garbage placement the entire match, from garbage being leveled off to garbage actually falling all the way down to the bottom. Seems like TaymanND has done the necessary attacks. They just haven't been timed as well as he needs them to. This might be a problem again. More leveling off. If Gary had actually paid attention to the left side, to that lowest garbage block, as we generally think he does, as these opponents do, then that should have been enough. And Lorelei finds the match to get out of that trap before she can fall into it. And the Blues will line up for another match. Gonna find a chain out of it. There's another reset. Again, progress in chunks. There's nothing really gradual about the progression in this game. You have to force your opponent to lose one way or another. You don't really win. You don't get your happiness by being good at the video game. You have to actively make the other person unhappy. There's FFR Pro making Lorelei unhappy to move on to within one stage of TaymanND. Again, if you are just tuning in, this is the first ever Open Championship for our annual Pokemon Puzzle League major speedrun tournaments. They're named after each opponent in this game and in Tetris Attack. So, this one is the Gary Open, and the next one we will have is the Brock Open. Speaking of Gary, that is a crushed, now that's technically a low right trap by TaymanND. TaymanND has the chance to extend this tournament by one more game. Can he give us a free Mewtwo? Great reaction to extend that chain further. I don't see a second 4 combo from TaymanND. That 11 combo's probably not going to do it either. Oh, a second 4 combo would have been pristine here. But it does fall in. And Mewtwo is free. I had not seen the second 4 combo. And so A free Mewtwo from Tayman will, I'll have to retime it later since Tayman has not actually clocked himself done in the race chat. We'll count Tayman done at about 26:40 for the moment. So we're having some timing issues on our end, but as soon as Tayman comes back to register his finished time, we will probably close this out and move on to a deciding game as I will count his time officially as a 26:40. And I will be giving him his first Pokeball. Nice crush from FFR Pro. So he's crushing these opponents at the end. And he's close enough, he might as well finish it out. I mean, what else are we gonna do? This is the finale of the tournament. So you might as well let these play out. Definitely helps to have whatever warm-up is necessary for the end game anyway. Make sure that these opponents are free. Oh, that timing looked pristine from FFR. But unfortunately, Gary kept the green panels aligned long enough to get to the garbage clear. All right. So now Tayman has finally pressed the done button properly. There might have been a bit of an issue with the timer integration with the live split software that most of our runners are using to time their speed runs. Alright, FFR decided that he has had enough, so his second race time will come in at a DNF 31:40, and it is time for a deciding game to finish out this tournament. Game 3 is coming at you very shortly. And the final race of the final match is upon us. Tayman getting all of the well wishes from Sparkover. Definitely love to see that. Nice to have someone physically in your corner to cheer you on. And maybe that's what Tayman needs to get the motivation to make this tile happen. And Gary could not recognize that he was going to be in FFR's combo trap. So he's gonna get out. Tayman has already reset his stage. Yes, we don't even let Gary the First play out this long, because I've seen some Gary ones play out for multiple minutes. Like I think I've had one at least 5 minutes, maybe 6, 7. Once upon a time. Might be a fun challenge just to see. Oh, wait a minute. That's horizontal 6 to bodied. The horizontal 6 combo from Gary. Because he had no more moves, and now Tayman has bodied him. So, Tayman will be escaping first. Is Gary gonna have time for this? He does. FFR Pro sent so much. Will Gary have any time to respond to this? No. Fortunately. So, FFR Pro will finally be getting out of the first stage. Getting out of the first stage is sometimes the hardest part. Sometimes. But getting out of the second stage is certainly not the hardest part for Tayman. Having no problem with Brock this time around. Will FFR have a problem with Brock after extending this chain out? Oh, Brock went the wrong way. And there's the low right combo trap. We call that a combo trap instead of a crush kill, because a human player would have seen the yellow panels that Brock had to get out of that mess. And you play this game a little bit long enough, you can see how obvious of an escape that situation would be. These CPUs just never learn. Very fortunate for us. Is Misty going to have any time? Yes, she does. I thought she was going to downstack that a lot worse than she did for FFR's attack. And Tayman is going ham. Going to the 15 chain, and only combo garbage fell onto Misty's screen because it was so big. And Tayman will be first out of Misty. FFR has been sticking on to this Misty stage for so long, he sent shock garbage. You have to match panels in order to get shock blocks to appear. Shock panels. I don't know why this game calls them blocks and not panels. Kind of ruined the terminology of this series ever since. But Lieutenant Surge's playtime is over, as is Misty's playtime, so we are maintaining a one-stage lead for Tayman. I don't know. There was a good timing for Tayman's attack onto Erica. That's going to cause a reset. FFR still moving his cursor in a flurry across the stage to find whatever matches he wants. And this might lead to a low right combo trap. Indeed it does. And just remember the tutorial at the very beginning of the show. At the end of the day, you're basically required to make these particular opponents think that they no longer have a move. That kind of I mean, are we really manipulating, exploiting? Like, do we really care what we call it at the end of the day? It's practically required. Oh, maybe FFR had an opening to lay the combo trap into Erica. But she will still downstack poorly and allow FFR to get back to a very brief lead. Well, I thought it would be brief, and then TaymanND Erica found an extra match. That's going to be a reset for TaymanND. And I swear, if you're paying attention hard enough to TaymanND's camera, you can be let's just say you don't have to be a professional lip reader to get an idea of what TaymanND's saying right now. And we do have community members with children who may or may not be watching at this very point. That language would not be safe for children. And I'm paraphrasing TaymanND's words directly when I say that. He knows. So FFR is letting these stages play out more. Certainly an interesting choice. I find myself getting into trouble letting a bunch of stages play out. Especially when we get into this middle portion, stages like 5 through 12. Just all of them. All of them. I've found myself having a time with letting the stages play out. That's a 15 chain from FFR. And pillars? Will the pillars hold? They do! If those pillars were not incredibly high up, I don't think Koga was going to fall for that. As it stands now, FFR Pro regains the lead. And I tell you, it's been a long day for both of our puzzlers. Both of our players. And been at this for a while. This tournament started 5 hours ago. TaymanND had to play in the very first match 5 hours ago. FFR joined in a couple hours later. But very fortunate for TaymanND to get Koga to run out of time there. But this has been a long one for both of our players. There's definitely something to consider if fatigue, mental, physical, could be a factor at this point. And to think, when our core group first came together more than 10 years ago, we were playing S-Hard races on the daily. We would do these races every day. We would try to beat this level 5 times in a row. Some of us, I think, were crazy enough to try and beat this 10 times in a row. Is Blaine gonna run out of time here? No! Blaine gets to FFR's garbage attack. That's gonna waste a little bit of time. The screen shake might be the most punishing part. And that screen shake just enables these opponents to get to more and more options. And is that going to put the combo trap in? It does. FFR Pro has crushed Blaine. Tayman has combo trapped him. We are dealing with a... I think we're in a dead heat. I think after 8 stages at the halfway point, I think we have to call this neck and neck. Like, forget toe-to-toe or whatever other meme I was trying to force years ago. Oh, has FFR gotten this timed onto Tracy? Maybe? Tracy out of position. FFR Pro takes the lead back. Tayman does not get the timing he wants on to Tracy and resets. But the momentum swings will come suddenly as we get to the end of this run, this race, this tournament. It all comes down to this: the honor of being forever known as the first monthly Pokemon Puzzle League champion. Only one of these 2 players will have that title. FFR Pro sending a 14 chain to Team Rocket to try and make the timing right for this attack, and it might work. That down stacking is poor enough. That's the low right combo trap, and as Tayman enters Rocket, FFR Pro exits Rocket. These players continuing to play this match very close. I think there was a way for Tayman to extend that chain, but with that many panels, I'm not sure there was a better opening for dealing with Rocket. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't think FFR has followed up with enough. I think 3 more lines would have done it. As it stands now, FFR has to... FFR's waiting on Giovanni's garbage. Oh, that was so close. There's a little bit of a trap, a crush. Maybe we'll call it one of the 2 from Tayman to Rocket. And, you know, Giovanni is one of those opponents that has the possibility of, like, maximizing the potential matches they get. So, you kind of will see some of these opponents cope on... Some of these players cope on these mid-game opponents exhausting their everything. Especially off of transformed garbage. Usually only applies to transformed garbage. Tayman is not one willing to cope. Has FFR sends enough to Geo? Yes, sir! That crush will keep FFR's lead. I think by and large, both players are okay with their paces so far. They can still finish their runs in under 25 minutes. Which is kind of the gold standard now. Like, if you're not consistently getting to 25 minutes, you may not win. Even if these particular results would say otherwise. Tayman might have a vulnerable Giovanni on the left. Indeed he does. So, Tayman will be joining FFR Pro on the Richie stage as FFR does a reset. So, we are basically, we're neck and neck again. It has to be less than a second apart. I don't know how you tell them apart anymore. Okay, FFR might have a vulnerable right side onto Richie. The left side was not quite vulnerable for TaymanND's Richie. Richie's clearing things the wrong way, and FFR Pro has him crushed. Once again, FFR gets back the 3-stage lead. The 1-stage lead, excuse me. There is no script, I swear. You couldn't write stuff this crazy. Alright, FFR going to try and find a 10 chain out of this, hoping for Lorelei to do something more. That may not be enough, but the opening might not have been any better. Oh, the garbage is leveled off. The combo garbage is leveled off, and now there's a green match on the left that will definitely get the clear and force a reset. Meanwhile, TaymanND is not getting the opening he needs for this Richie. Lorelei might be doing too much here. That left side might be a problem. It's not, because Lorelei decided to not downstack it, not flatten it out. Oh, now wait, Richie has a very vulnerable left side, but TaymanND's still building his attack. Oh, there might have been an opening there. So TaymanND will try again. FFR Pro will try again. Both players still doing fairly well with their runs, all things considered. They could both still finish with their best times of the day. More resetting. More retrying. There's really nothing else left to do. There's really nothing else left to do but let these final stages play out. Maybe one day one of these players will be able to escape. Truly is an escape that these players are having to do. There's like 1 part survival, 3 parts manipulation, and like 1 part escapability. We're just trying to get by through this run at this point. TaymanND really not pleased with the 2 horizontal matches that Richie had under that low combo block. But hallelujah, FFR Pro has combo trapped Lorelei. Now we see some change in progress. Well, that left side's going to be a problem for Richie, and both players getting left side combo traps at the same time. Got some lag chaining action from FFR to try and keep his chain alive. It will not work. I don't know. Personally, I think Bruno has too many options here. I don't know. FFR has had stages like this every once in a while throughout this match. Where stages are played out maybe a little bit too long, maybe? You can make the argument. That said, both of these players could still finish their runs under 25 minutes from here. Maybe not Tayman so easily, but both of these players definitely capable of rattling off 3-4 stages in 2 minutes and putting a wrap to this race. Loreline is not giving Tayman any sort of opening whatsoever. Wait, is this left side? The left side, the right side does fall in for FFR Pro. And I think we might have to consider that a crush, because from that position, I don't think even a human gets out of that. So FFR Pro has the patent pending 2-stage lead with 2 stages to go. Once again, Tayman not quite having the right timing. He's had some unfortunate timing episodes all day long, really. Not just in this match. The greens keep Gary's hope alive. Gary might have a way out of this maneuver, and that will prompt a reset. Dueling resets. We really do need to have these resets to continue to go fast. Like, we used to have a time in our community of racing this game where 35 minutes could have been enough to win a race. With some consistency, 35 minutes could have been enough. In fact, the very first time I jumped into a race back in the Speedruns Live days of where people were gathering to showcase their speedruns and their playing ability. I jumped into my very first race in 2013. It was an S-Hard race, and I won with a 31-minute time. Even in 2013, I was getting like 31-minute times. I think I had about a 27-minute personal best at that time. Man, has this community come so far. And when we get into these monthly tournaments for Pokemon Puzzle League, this is really the most exciting time to join us, to have fun with these games, because we are doing 2 tournaments every month. We're gonna have these Pokemon Puzzle League tournaments every month, and we're gonna like alternate them with the Tetris Attack tournaments every month. I will get into how the scheduling for these tournaments will go at the conclusion of this show. Which the show does not want to end. The show wants to go on. Although Lorelei might have a problem. TaymanND doesn't have enough. This fault might do it though. And there it is. TaymanND was close to getting crushed by Lorelei otherwise. Very fortunate for TaymanND that Lorelei exhausted everything. TaymanND is keeping his hopes alive. But combo trapped is Gary. And FFR Pro has the chance. Has the first shot at Mewtwo. Will Mewtwo be free? Bruno messes up, so TaymanND will get to keep some hope alive. Will Mewtwo exhaust everything here? No. FFR must keep the chain going. A little late on the drop down. This timing is not going to work out for FFR. So Mewtwo will be hanging on. How much longer will Mewtwo be hanging on? Now we don't know. Now we don't know how long Mewtwo's going to go. It's kind of up to the game at this point. That's a very vulnerable Gary. The low right combo trap is in for TaymanND. And now this final game of this final match of this tournament comes down to Mewtwo. TaymanND starting with some precise drop-ins, get the combos. Oh, is Mewtwo's getting to raise. Mewtwo gets the left side clear. And there's the right side clear. Ah, Mewtwo gets to the main garbage. And now TaymanND is in the same boat as FFR now. They are both stuck here. They cannot, in good conscience, back out of this stage. FFR does have 4 combos set up again. But that does not work. Mewtwo's getting all of the time to respond to TaymanND's garbage. Wait, 3 lines, no answer! FFR Pro 21 has done it! And TaymanND has crushed himself. Oh, no. Oh, it was so close. Both players had a chance at the end. But it was FFR Pro getting the win at 28 minutes, 51 seconds. TaymanND will throw in the towel and take home a 33:51 time. But it is our #1 seed, our defending major champion, with Pokeball #2 and the win. That was so close. And with that in mind, there's really only one thing left to do. It is your PPL 2025 champion. It is FFR Pro 21. We'll see what is going to happen with the result shenanigans and gets cleared up live. There we go. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Your PPL 2025 Gary Open champion. And FFR is here with us now. Talk to us. What's going through your mind right now as this result finally comes through for you? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm just happy I finally won a monthly where I get totally screwed up by RNG. I know the game was trying in that SR match the last couple games, but finally the game decided to just give me a break for once.
Finally, I imagine we'll see you break through on the Tetris Attack side soon. If not this year, it'll definitely happen at some point. But there it is. The first PPL monthly champion is our most decorated PPL champion. Like how are you judging your play throughout this tournament? How well do you think you played throughout?
I mean, I definitely gotta feel like I played pretty well. I mean, definitely the VR game was pretty on point today. You know, I made the most out of what I was given with S hard. You know, it kind of started to feel like the grand finals match from the 2024 major all over again, where game wasn't really giving us too much, but I was able to make do with what I got, and well, I made it work in the end, thankfully.
That was definitely a struggle through most of that. Definitely worth a watch back, because that was all sorts of back and forth throughout. We could like talk our ears out until the saying I could exhaust my bank of sayings for ages about how back and forth that match went, but job well done, FFR. You have your first monthly win. Congratulations.
Yay! Finally.
And good job to all of the people who took part in this tournament. Lots of great matches to be had. Lots of results that are certainly closer than they appeared. Although I wish I could have given a little bit better of a challenge in that V hard, because woof, I'm still reeling from that. But in any case, I think now we can go ahead and reveal our overall tournament standings. So, with that win, FFR Pro gets 9 points towards overall seeding and is our automatic #1 spot at this moment. Tayman gets 4 points for finishing second, and Six and I each get 1 point for the first ever PPL monthly. So this is how the overall leaderboard is going to work. All of the tiebreakers that are in play are basically the same, except at the very end the very final tiebreaker is our overall progress, the best overall progress we made through a qualifying session, and believe me, it really took a lot of work to be able to quantify that in a way that I could rank. So very fortunate that we're able to use that to judge players at the most micro minutia level. But how was that tournament, FFR? It's been a long day for most of us. Maybe not quite as long for you as for everyone else, but how was that tournament experience as a whole for you?
Pretty good. I had actually dinner, sort of next to me. And it was good timing for dinner because it was in between my V-Hard and S-Hard matches. So, yay for food to kind of help me, power through the rest of the tournament day.
Maybe the food was the secret the entire time. I'm definitely getting ready to consume some more food myself, so we'll go ahead and be a bit brief with this wrap up, but I do want to make sure that everyone is aware of what is going to be happening over the next few months over at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. The delay of this tournament by 1 week has created a weird little flow where now we're going to be hosting tournaments every 2 weeks, and it is literally every 2 weeks from now until the Tetris Attack tournament in March. So there is constant non-stop play to be had in both of our games going forward. FFR, how much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Gonna be a lot of activity happening. Keeping nice to see that that we're gonna be staying active for a while. Playing our favorite games. So looking forward to it. I'm sure the rest of the community is very excited.
Oh yes, we are definitely looking forward to playing these games. Maybe now and forever at this rate, who knows? But the way these tournaments are going to be scheduled for the next weeks going forward, I did not want to schedule the same game at the same time every weekend. Life happens. Everyone has their own priorities to get through, and admittedly, playing Pokemon Puzzle League might be a bit low on the list for some people, so I wanted to make sure that we could host the tournaments at various different points in the month, so that way more people could be able to join them. You only have to play in one of them to get invited to the major, so I wanted to make sure that I gave people as many opportunities to join one tournament as I could. So we're going to do this again in 2 weeks, and I mean Pokemon Puzzle League again in 2 weeks. The Brock Open is going to take place in 2 weeks, and I will open up the signups for that tournament, open up the qualifying period for that tournament very shortly if you are watching live. So if you want to get in an attempt at playing in the next PPL monthly before you get stuck in your inevitable food comas if you're American, then by all means you'll have the opportunity to do that very soon. And then 2 weeks after that is going to be our next Tetris Attack tournament. That is the Gargantua Blarg Open, the 6th leg of our monthly tournament series. And we're going to be trying to generally switch between the first and third week of every month where we have one tournament on the first weekend, the other tournament on the third weekend, and then we swap them for the next month. And it kind of makes things interesting because I've set it up so that way the last tournament before the major is for that particular game. So 2 weeks before the next Tetris Attack major will be the final Tetris Attack monthly. So it functions as a little bit of a last chance thing too. So we're swapping between the first and third weekends of every month for these games going forward, and it's going to be a lot of fun for me to try and manage it all. Hopefully it'll be fun for all of you to tune in and watch. So make sure you stay tuned to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners for the foreseeable future, where we will bring you seemingly non-stop Pokemon Puzzle League and Tetris Attack action. But you know what? I think we've had enough here. I've been talking for close to 6 hours now. I need to give my voice a rest. So hopefully you puzzlers were able to enjoy everything that you saw today. We'll finally go ahead and close up shop here. So, for FFR Pro 21, for everyone at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners, this has been Cards of the Heart, and until next time, everyone, happy puzzling.
Hey, everybody.